This playlist has two very different audiences. The first is Salesforce administrators that really understand all this and need to create custom objects. The second is nonprofit professionals who want to move beyond storytelling when sharing their outcomes, and they may actually understand some of this content that we're sharing. Both need an index card of information, something we in Salesforce we call a custom object. And luckily, Salesforce has a way for us through the object manager. We're going to see much more about this, but if we edit the object, we can create a custom object from a spreadsheet. We'll be working with this feature. Now, the example I'll be using is this record to track outcomes, which we're defining as behavior changes. We'd capture the outcome statement either as the outcome name or summary, depending on the application needed by the nonprofit. Since every organization wants to share their success stories, we've all seen testimonials about clients who have found their way to a better life or a policy they've helped influence. By capturing these stories, it's really a subjective process. So this is a way to actually create some structure around that. Now, the outcome harvesting approach takes a very different view. And I'll add links to this down below, but it's outcomeharvesting.net. And this is a very active community with a robust set of resources, so the approach is not overwhelming. Rather than measuring progress toward predetermined outcomes, outcome harvesting looks at results and the nonprofit's contribution to those results, which we'll be capturing here to be able to look at contribution. So you can think of this approach as right to left, being able to take a forensics approach to understanding from results to contributions. We'll be developing this custom object during the videos in this playlist, but rather than building it from scratch, what we're going to be doing is using this custom object creator tool. And there'll be links down below to the actual source spreadsheets that I used to pull this all together, including the early stage work that shows more details. The good news is that Salesforce donates 10 free enterprise licenses, which is $165 per user per month. So that's $2,000 per year per seat times 10. So it's a pretty significant donation. If you were actually going to go out and pay for it, it would be quite expensive. So every nonprofit can experiment with this option without incurring any direct costs. You can also create test environments so you don't actually have to go through this process, but it's actually fairly straightforward. So again, looking at our object, and you can think of this as the early stage process, right? So this is our looking at our path here. You're identifying a change, you're determining the significance of the change and the contribution, you're defining it as final. Then what you're looking at is being able to substantiate the outcome and make that a formal process to then be able to categorize the outcome and be able to do analysis. So what this object does is a way of capturing all this so that you can then be able to do some of that analysis. So again, special thanks to the outcome harvesting community, and especially the founder of all this, Ricardo Wilson-Grau, and then community leaders, which made a huge impact in terms of my ability to understand some of this. I'd also call out the tools section of their website, which has this excellent toolkit that Michelle Jared and Malaka Rafai put together. So definitely take a look at these resources if you're interested in learning more about outcome harvesting. But in the meantime, let's dive into how to create an object. And good luck.